Hi, welcome to this module 7, talking about transport, how to transport your robot, and as well to conclude these 7 modules of lessons. If you are here right now, it means that you already watch a lot of videos, so thank you for being there, thank you for taking the time to listen, to watch. As I always say, it's important for us to improve ourselves and to learn from each other. So any comments you might have on the content I've shared with you, feel free to send me. You can write me on LinkedIn, by email, in any way. So thank you for your time. And now let's talk about one topic that a lot of robot users ask me is how you're gonna transport your robot. So the point here as well is to show with you how important it is as well that you have a robot that you can easily transport, that you can easily dismount. Because yes, in good scenario, you have an access to the site, extremely easy, it's next to you. In some scenario, you have a rooftop that is 50 meters high and you need to adapt yourself. So how to bring, let's say, all the parts of the robot? Let's see the different parts. So first, you're gonna use a simple ladder. Very important when you use a ladder, before bringing any single parts, make sure that the ladder itself is in a safety positions all the time. Then you can bring the parts one by one. The second option, this is pretty common in the places where you really have difficult access to the site, with a rope. So it's always great to have with you in a van the rope, and you can bring the parts one by one. Be careful when you use a rope to connect the rope to the, let's say, the brush always to the good position, so to the handle, for example. Again, feel free to ask the Solarcleano team if you need any single advices. One of the most common used way is a lifting machine. Can be with a standard lifting machine or that type of machine. So for example, if you are in places like Germany or in Europe where you have a lot of farmers, they will come with you and they will propose you directly a system. That's always interesting. If you work with that kind of machine, be careful, because not all the machines can be used to lift something. So you need to make sure that the machine you're using can be used for that. And on the robot, you have this anchor point where you can easily lift the complete robot. That's another way. But then there are plenty of other ways. People ask us all the time. For example, that's great when you have a rooftop, but when you have a solar farm, a small solar farms, where you need to move the robot from one line to the other line, you have plenty of options. Either you do like our friend Manuel from Puerto Rico, who developed his own solution, so a table with 4 wheels, and you can easily push it manually. Either you work with the T1, which is a solution that we Solarcleano developed, as simple as it is, a robot to transport a robot. Here, for example, very interesting in places that's in Malaysia, where you have east-west installation with a space. Well, what they do, they just put a table between the 2 lines and the robot can go from one line to the other line. Another way is to dismount the machine each time from one line to the other line, but you're gonna use a lot of time. Another way is to be 2 operators and to lift the complete robot from one line to another line, but again, it will take you a lot of time. And it's quite energy consuming. And finally, what some people do as well is that they have a pickup and they drive the pickup next to the line, and you drive the robot at the back of the pickup, you move it from one line to the other line. Again, it all depends. If you are on a floating project, it's going to be different. You're going to use wood planks. If you are on a ground mounted, it's different. So feel free to ask anytime. Feel free to do your own solution. It's not that difficult. But our goal again is to make sure to support you the best. So this brings me to the conclusion of these 7 modules. I hope I've been able to share with you some interesting details. I've been trying not to talk too much about, let's say, Solarcleano, but I guess as well about the complete solar cleaning mindset. I really insist on the fact that the information I've been sharing with you are from our own experience, in more than 90 countries. As I used to say, in places like Europe, USA, we work with a lot of solar cleaners. In places like Malaysia, Africa, we work directly with O&M companies. The mindset is different. But our goal at Solarcleano, together with the Solarcleano network, is to bring the good standards and to make sure that people starting the cleaning business, they do it correctly. Thank you for your time. Once again, if you have any single questions, the company Solarcleano remains at your disposal, and I hope to see you later. Bye. More than 122,000 solar panels installed on the floating installations in Singapore. Isn't that crazy? But why are the companies investing so much in the floating industry, where you have so much space all over the globe, all over the world? There are two main reasons. The first reason, if we see, for example, in Europe, is that installing ground-mounted installations or even huge rooftops need more and more authorizations. And also when you see at the opportunity that all the lakes and even the sea can bring you with all the space, that's also a very big point. But finally, it's also important to take into account that the floating installations, by being close to the water, will be more efficient than some installations that are too hot. Indeed, solar panels with high temperatures will not produce as much as solar panels being a bit cold. But there is a big challenge with these floating installations. Next to the logistic, of course, you have to bring everything by boat.
there is the maintenance. How are you going to clean these installations in the middle of the sea, in the middle of the lake? For that, we thought about these solutions. A Solarcleano robot that is able to follow the different movements of the solar panels in the middle of nowhere with simple batteries. But next to that, there is also the issues of the soiling. As these places are perfect, I would say, for all the birds, you have some shadows, it's always hot in some places, it's full of bird droppings. But in order to deal with all these bird droppings, then we need some hard brushes, different type of bristles. So with your robots, you can have the bristles that will be able to help you to get rid of all this dirt.